what do you think about those seasons where people do think in their mind, oh, all of my content is going to perform just as good, if not better, as my last piece of content? How would you reframe perhaps our viewers' mindset on every single time they jump in front of the camera to navigate, okay, forget about the 15 million view video, it's a new video, how do I approach it?
I think it's great once you've had a piece of viral content because it shows that you've resonated with more people, right? So you've hit a wider audience pool and you've been able to tap into a bigger sphere on the online stage.
Yeah.
But what you have to weigh up is when you're trying to develop your personal brand or your company's brand online, like the image you're trying to present, it's more important to get your message right and develop that over a long period of time and develop a consistent following, a consistent engaged community than like that one viral piece of content is telling you something. Many people don't go viral on every single post,
absolutely not.
right? Like even the top creators, they'll have like a benchmark level of what their posts get.
Yeah.
And that's like their benchmark, right?
Yeah.
So they're either always getting in the 20Ks, the 50Ks, the 100Ks, 200Ks,
The sweet
the
spot.
millions, whatever it is.
That's it.
They've got their sweet spot. And then all of a sudden they might have one that goes, that viral post, that's broadening your audience. And then of those new people who you've caught their attention, some of those are going to become new loyal followers or new loyal people part of your community. And then some of them are not.
Just drop out.
They're just going to drop out.
That's it.
And you don't need to really worry about always retaining them. You just need to worry about like the people that are your key followers, your community members, or like if you're a business, the people who are your perfect clients, that's the ones you want to gain the attention of. Like, so, you know, say we upload this podcast, this hits like 1 million people, but a percentage of that 1 million would be our key client. We actually care more about that key client percentage that we can convert than we would care about the like the million other people that wouldn't really. So I think it's like important for businesses and individuals who are building their personal brands, like anyone who is trying to grow on socials for the purpose of selling their services. I think it's really important to just remember that it's more about creating a following that's going to convert than focusing on like just hitting the millions. Like it's more about the percentage you're converting than the masses.
The niche, exactly. The people that really follow you, the people that support you, the community that you build. And I think this is another thing that we'll talk about in a later episode is building community, building platform that is followed by people that support what you're doing, engage with the content, but more than that, are constantly seeking more out of you. Whether that's if you're a coaching business, you might be doing some sort of, coaching business, fitness, whatever it may be. People are constantly looking for more. So I like that. And saying that, I think one of the biggest things that I want to unpack today is the challenges behind some of the rapid growth. What should people expect, number one, and what would some of those challenges be?
So I think you touched on this a little bit before. It's like if you produce a viral piece of content, some people can feel that pressure to like constantly perform at that level. And that can result in like a burnout or like disappointment. You know, so because your reel hit like multi-millions, you then get disappointed that your other reels are hitting the hundreds of thousands. But if you're consistently if like you were originally only hitting a couple of thousand and now you're hitting 100,000, even though your one post hit millions, the fact that your consistent benchmark has grown, that's a better indicator than that one viral piece of content. So like that's one of the things I look at for some of our clients. If their benchmark has grown and like the last 20 posts have hit a much higher amount, that's a better indicator of growth than that one piece of viral content.
And what's interesting is you said that, and we talked about in our previous episode about imposter syndrome, which again, go and have a look, take a look at the end of this clip. Do you think that also could be a reason for imposter syndrome, where people go viral?
Yeah.
That it creates an expectation, and a video too drops, doesn't really perform, or maybe performs worse than their average videos.
Yeah.
Do you think that also does balances?
It could be. And also, like, I know for a fact, right? Say you've got a piece of content that's trending and going viral.
Yeah.
Your, like, the algorithm will naturally push more, like, put more behind that piece of content. So it'll push people there. So if you then post after, like, while something's going viral, it might perform worse than it even would usually. We've seen that, right? Like
we've seen it with us, with our clients.
Like when that client's content is going viral, like, and it is viral, it's trending, we notice then like a downward turn of like the content that's being posted as that's going. But it's still important to, like, you have to weigh it up, right? Like, depending on the different strategy of that account. Yeah. It's still good to keep posting because it's showing your consistency.
Absolutely.
And consistency overweighs a single viral post.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Say that again. Say that again. That's wild.
Yeah, consistency overweighs a single viral post. That's it, right? Because I think we what we want to help our clients do, and what we want to encourage, is that you're wanting to build a consistent online presence with a consistent engaged audience, which you can then target for whatever you're trying to sell from your business.
That's it.
Because that's going to be what produces results for you.
Because at the end of the day, if you cast a wide enough net, not everybody in that net will be your ideal client or customer or even follower, right?
Yeah.
And there's no worse feeling than having 1 million views and staying at the same follower count or the same engagement. It just means you're not converting people.
Or no one clicked through.
That's it,
no one
right?
purchased, right? Because
what
that
is
means,
the point?
Like, well, something's broken then in your system. Like, we deal with socials, right? But we don't deal with like back end marketing. And sometimes we've seen like clients are going viral on socials. They're
capturing a lot of people.
Their followers are growing consistently, and yet they're like, oh, but they're not clicking through to sales. And I'm like, well, then there's probably a problem with your funnel, because
the
that's
offer,
where
the messaging,
something's breaking down.
For sure.
So you've got to figure out why.
Yeah.
And it's about figuring out, like in anyone's business, it's about figuring out where your gaps are, or where's the hiccup. Like we're doing this for ourselves, right? Like you know, if you've got like a funnel, you want to figure out where are people stopping. What's that thing you told me about? Like the thing, like when someone's going down the funnel, that you can see where they stopped.
Yeah, there's a tool. I can't remember exactly what the name of the tool is, but you basically connect it to your website, and every time you drive traffic to it, you can see exactly what pages your prospect is going to, what buttons they're clicking on, what paragraphs of the content they're hovering over,
and
meaning they're reading.
They click off and
if they click off, you know that, okay, they've spent time reading this paragraph, which could be a CTA, book a call, whatever it is, and it doesn't convert. You know, okay, your copy, your message is not clear or is not enticing enough, right?
So there's amazing tools out there to figure out where are people dropping off.